Hello. Hello. I hope I'm live. I hope I did this right. It has been quite a while since I have been on here. I'm live on Instagram. Hello. I'm live on Facebook, on my business page, on my personal page. And I just felt this urge to share a little bit about why I care so much about what I do and why it matters. And over the last couple of months, there's been so many new people that have joined my page and joined my world, followed my content, and I feel like while many of you know me, a lot of you don't. And I would love to just bring you into a little bit about my world and why I care so much about what I do and why I show up every single day and why this work matters, why it matters. So I've been thinking a lot about this, like what drives me to come online and share my story and share my journey and why I started coaching and all of this stuff and why should it matter to you, right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to be a successful coach, I have to I have to help other people, right? Coaches are leaders and coaches help other people. And it's not just about making money. It's not just about business. And in fact, I'm just going to get super real and vulnerable and raw with you on this conversation. I am not I'm not only motivated by the business side. I'm motivated by so many other things, and the reasons are super deep and personal to me. So I just want to kind of bring you into my world a little bit and share my story with you just a little bit, not too deep, but just so you kind of have a sense of who I am and what I'm about. But 12 years ago, I was pregnant with my second child. So I have 3 kids, and I was in a crossroads in my life. So at this point, I was a full-time social worker. I loved my job. I worked in mental health and addictions. I worked, the 9 to 5, 10 to 6 kind of deal, made a typical salary of somebody that works a full time job. There was always a little bit more month than there was money. I wasn't unhappy by any means. It wasn't any of that. But I knew back then, and I actually knew from childhood, I knew that I had this calling to help people. I can't explain it. I had this within me right from a young age where I was like, I love helping people. And probably part of why I got involved in social work, the other part of why I got involved in social work was simply because I didn't get accepted into teachers college. I wanted to be a teacher. And the irony of now running my own coaching company is that I didn't have enough grades to get accepted into teachers college, but I ended up going down the entrepreneurial path, and here we are today where I'm running my own company, which is it's a testament to never giving up on your dreams. It's a testament to going after what you really feel called to go after. And so 12 years ago, I met one person that would essentially change the course of my entire life. And so don't underestimate the power of what one meeting one person, what that can do in your life. Sometimes you meet someone, there's a reason. Sometimes you meet them for a season, but we meet people in our life for a reason. And I met this woman, and my life was forever changed because she introduced me to something different and unique. She introduced me to the world of entrepreneurship. And it was back in 2012 that I started down this online journey, this online self discovery path of I could be my own boss. I could make my own money and not have to go to a typical job to do it. And it was this whole world that I was opened up to of direct sales and social selling and just this whole different world that I had never been used to. And I worked really, really, really hard for many, many years to build myself up in the online space and build credibility, and made a lot of money, and have done really well for myself. But I will tell you, the main driver before it all started, there was two main drivers. Okay. And let me know if you can relate to this. Susie, thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I love working with you. Um, there was two main drivers in my life. Driver number one was I was pregnant with baby number two, and I was thinking to myself, because I already had my first child, and I finally, I had my first child, and I knew what it meant to put my kid in daycare and then go back to work and then pick my kid. I knew what that all looked like. And I was terrified of what it would be like with baby number two. Now I have three. But at the time, I was like, how am I going to do this and actually see my kids? So that was the first thing. The second thing was I was overlooked for a position in my social work career. It's crazy how these full circle moments happen. But after 8 years in my social work job, I had been overlooked for a position that I deserved. I not only applied for it, but I deserved it. I was the right candidate for the job, but I didn't get the job. And it was in that moment where my self-worth, where I felt like, oh my gosh, after 8 years of working so hard, I'm not appreciated after 8 years, and I still have just enough money to pay my bills. What? So there was those two kind of forks. Like, one, yes, I have this job, and now I have this second baby coming. When am I going to ever see my kids? But the second thing was, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, where I'm not going to be valued and appreciated for the hardworking, loving, caring human being, and not just loving and caring and hardworking, but actually did a good job at my job. Katie, if you're still on, thank you. That means so much to me. So that was 2012. That was a fork in the road moment in my life. And I still talk about it to this day, because it was one of the biggest reasons why I was so determined to create success. It was like, I want to be my own person. I want to create a life where no one's going to tell me if I'm worthy of a $10 raise. And that drove me for many, many years. That drove me and drove me and drove me. And like I said, I've done really well in the online space over the last 12 years of my life. But something happened to me. 5 years ago, I launched my coaching business back in 2019. And, I'd been working really hard at building my credibility in that area. And then in about 18 months ago, I launched High Ticket Design, which is, it's my baby. It's my passion. It's so important to me. This program is so important to me, and I care so deeply about it. I care so deeply about my clients and the impact we're making, not only for my business, but for my clients' business and all the lives that they get to touch because of the work we're doing together. But something happened 18 months ago, because I said to myself, okay, Irina, you've been coaching now since 2019. You've built a great coaching business. I had replaced another full-time income with my coaching part-time. And I learned a lot in those first couple of years in coaching. And I started making, over $10,000 a month in my coaching. And I said to myself, you know what? I need to teach this to other people, because if I myself have gone through so much to get where I am today, how is that brand new person, that new coach who has the same dream and desire that I have and had, how are they going to do it without the guidance? And I started thinking about that person, because it's always like, who can I help? How can I help? How can I add more value? And the reason I'm so passionate about this and why I care so much is because I'm thinking about who I was not just 18 months ago or 5 years ago when I launched this program, but I'm thinking about Rena from 2012. I'm thinking about new mom Rena, overworked Rena, unappreciated Rena, the Rena that all she wanted was to be a mom to her kids without rushing, without not making enough money, without all of those things. And I literally was just like, show me a path, show me a pathway so I can do it. Show me a pathway so I can work from home. I can make a great income. I wasn't even looking at that time for like millions of dollars. I was looking to replace my income so I could make enough money that the money I made from my online business supported us enough where I didn't have to go to work and I could be a stay-at-home mom. And I think I shared this in my stories, but I'm going to share it again. I have a 17-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And my family is my life. Everything I do is just to be a better person so I can be a better mom. I'm always working on myself. I'm a work in progress. And I asked my 17-year-old recently, like I think this was either a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago, something like that. But I asked her because, in those first couple years in entrepreneurship, it's a grind. Got to work really hard to get results. And I was always working. I was on the phone, on the computer, on the Zoom, and meetings here, there, everywhere, just trying to grow, trying to build my businesses. And I asked my daughter, I said, what do you remember from those days? And she said, all I remember is that you are always around. You're always here. You were always here. And in my mind, I told myself these stories like, maybe they are going to think all their mom does is work, but all she remembered was that I was always there. Is there a better gift that we can give, right? And so why do I care so much? Why do I show up and tell you about the work I'm doing in my program and tell you, why do I talk to aspiring coaches every single day? And, why do I show up online and share parts of my journey with you? It's because I'm speaking to the me from when I started this journey. And I've gone through so much in the last 12 years and in coaching the last 5 years that all I want to do is help make your experience more seamless and less stressful. Because you know what? You don't get to this place in an easy way. But if someone out there, a mentor, a coach, can help make the process a little bit easier and take a lot of that weight off and help guide you in a way where instead of taking 12 years or 5 years like it took me, maybe it'll take you 6 months. Maybe it'll take you, you'll collapse time and get to your goals faster. And, that's just a little bit about the journey. That's why I care so much. It's why I show up the way I do. It's not just about the money. It's about what leading yourself can lead to. It's about what having your own business and your own livelihood, what that can lead to. It can lead to more freedom in your life. It can lead to more money than month. It can lead to being that stay-at-home present mom if you want to be that. It can lead to whatever you want it to be, but you have to go for it. And that's one thing I've always done is I've always gone for it, even when I was scared, even when I didn't know what I was doing. And now that I know what I'm doing and I'm still learning and I still invest in mentors and I still invest in myself all the time, but I've learned a lot along the way and I just want to help you. I want to help you get there faster. So if this message spoke to you, send me a message, say hello, tell me a little bit about you. Tell me about the journey that you're on. Tell me what you're working towards. Tell me what your coaching program is about. Tell me where you feel like you're struggling right now. Tell me what some of the gaps are. And maybe I can just give you some perspective, some honest feedback. And, maybe even just a conversation that we have can help you in some way and move you closer to the path that you're on. So I thank you for taking the time with me today, and I appreciate you guys, and I'm rooting for you, and I care. I deeply care about you and your success. I'll talk to you later. Bye.